Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
I have never done that to you before. I've never put you on a podcast and gave you a cliffhanger without telling you the story, finishing the story at the end of the podcast. I would never make you listen to the next podcast because I'm just not that kind of guy. But in this case, I could not pass up the opportunity. Welcome back. This is Dan. You're in the No Comfort Zone. So I'm not trying to get weird on you, but I had a story in the last one about 3 frogs sitting on a log to decide to jump. How many are left? Sam Crowley, my coach, said that story the other day, and I think it's amazing, and it really did motivate me. I've heard the story before, but it wasn't relevant then. It's very relevant now, and I want to share that story with you and steal from his podcast, because as the 2 frogs made a decision, there's 3 left. Because those frogs made a decision to jump. Those 2 frogs made a decision to jump, and in the end, nobody took any action. So there's 3 frogs left. Do you get the moral of the story? I hope you do, because that's what happens in life. Everybody's got these big ideas, these big aspirations of what they want to do or what to accomplish. Then they sit in their front of their computer and then they look up Facebook and they're distracted for 15 minutes. And then they go decide to download some music and they're distracted there. Then they go to their email. They might work a little bit, but then they're back on Facebook or YouTube. And the vicious cycle keeps going on and on again. So the question to you is this. If you're a podcast listener for me out there in podcast land, and I thank you very much, please like, please rate, please review, please share. I need your help. Would you just do me that favor? Please find a place to like, rate, review, and do all that other good stuff, because I need the help to promote this. I'm actually coming up, believe it or not, on, I don't know if this is a big number or not, but to me it's huge, 2,000 unique downloads. And what that means is a unique download, it's my understanding, is that that's an individual download of somebody who hasn't listened before. That's what I think it is. So I hope that's the case, because that's pretty amazing. And the people that are coming in and the people that are emailing in or calling in, whatever it is, emailing or DMing me, I really appreciate the support. And you know what? This is a really cool place to be, because I'm getting like the vibe that people are really digging this. And the support is overwhelming, because when I read some of the reviews recently, I'm really like, I don't know, I get like emotional, like really excited. There's a person that wrote a review, Scott. I don't know if I can use your last name on this podcast if you're okay with it, but Scott, thank you very much. Scott and I used to work together, and Scott wrote a really great review. And the best part of the review was he gets it. We crossed paths and we did some sales training together at where I worked at. Then I became a trainer, a consultant, training a company, and he was also in that group as well. And I tried to help him get along in his sales ability. Great guy, terrific person, and a very loyal person. Thank you, Scott. And Scott, I would do anything for Scott. Scott's the one that's pressuring me all the time to finish the book, and very supportive and very encouraging when I hear things like that. So Scott ends up telling me that in the review, that letting all the other viewers know, or whoever could see that Dan is a guy that he's worked with. He knows me personally. He didn't know my backstory, which I kind of talk a lot about, but on depth in this podcast, I've mentioned some things. I've said the words like suicide. I've said the words addiction. I didn't allude to anything. I flat out said it. You know, relationships, divorce, and all the other stuff that I put myself through, bankruptcy, I don't care anymore. It's like, I'm just keeping it very real, being very transparent, and being very genuine and very sincere. And Scott said the best thing in that review. And what Scott said was that Dan genuinely and wants to help people. And that's the honest to goodness truth. I want to help people more than anything. That's my reason for living. That's why I'm here. And if we ever did cross paths before, and you do listen to this podcast, you know that's true. I didn't help myself, but I was willing to help everybody else out. Well, then I fixed myself by being honest and working hard at it. And truth be told, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to help the next person. And it's fun. I enjoy it. I really do have a lot of passion of seeing somebody succeed, crushing their goals, beating adversity against the odds. There's a bunch of Rockies out there. And if you know the story of Rocky, the underdog story of a boxer, but if you know the story of Sylvester Stallone, that's a more amazing story. And that's, quite frankly, if anybody asked me who would I want to drive with from coast to coast, I've said it and I'll say it again, Sylvester Stallone. Get a chance, if anybody listens to this podcast and you can get me met up with Sylvester Stallone, guy's my hero. First movie I ever saw with my dad was Rocky II. He took me to the movie theater. Great connection with my dad. It's when he beat Apollo Creed. Fantastic. I had the shirt, had the poster, had the boxing gloves, and it was a connection I had with my dad because a guy took a risk to write a movie called Rocky and put it all out there and worked his tail off to make the movie successful. And he did it for all the right reasons. And all of the franchises that he has and his successes and everything, I don't know, I just think it's pretty cool. My daughter hates the fact that I like Rocky so much. But my other daughter, Maddie, if you're listening, she and I, one night, I got home from work around 11. She was probably 5 at the time. She woke up, came downstairs. We were watching a TV in our kitchen. And the wife came down and asked, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Shh, we're watching Rocky. Go back to bed." Every time it's on, I watch it because of the story of the underdog. And what I want to do is I want to help you and be your person to help you get where it is you want to go. Just imagine if you had a support mechanism in your life that could help you get where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go and you don't know what your goals are, I can help you with that. We can write out some really exciting goals, something to get you out of bed early in the morning, something for you to stay up late, and we can start going after your goals with gusto so you can start achieving them. What does it look like? You got to go to the blueprint, thenocomfortzone.com, or hit me up, Dan at The No Comfort Zone, and I'll send you the blueprint. But it's a place to start. And I can coach you along the way how to go after your goals, beat adversity, and get those things in life that you want. But you're going to have to do the reality check, and that's the hard one. That's the one everyone's like, "Man, I can't do that. I don't want to do that." You know, or they get to a point within the no comfort zone going through it, and they F it because it's too hard. Magic happens outside your comfort zone. I've created a no comfort zone environment for you to start living on purpose. You should check it out. But anyway, to the reviews, to Scott and everyone out there that's supporting me, I greatly appreciate it. But I truly and absolutely want to help you achieve your goals. So like those 3 frogs, like I said in the last podcast and brought up in this podcast, you're going to have to make a decision, but you're going to have to take action immediately. That point from making a decision to taking action, those minutes and those moments, that's the comfort zone. Mel Robbins says in her book, The 5-Second Rule, that 5 seconds, you got to make a decision in 5 seconds. Once you make a decision, you got to take action in 5 seconds like a rocket ship. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she's right. I'm working on my own no comfort zone, running in place. Mel Robbins comes on, and I hate her because she's talking about my thing that I invented in my basement, how to get out of adversity and how to go after my goals. She's talking about. Then I read another self-help book. Then I read something else, The Atomic Habits. Then I read High Performing Habits. I read all these other health, and they all have the no comfort zone in it. So what did I decide to do? Talk about it. Because if they're talking about it and I'm living it, it's all good, baby. I can do that. There's some definite practical application that I've done. There's some definite research that I've done. And I know, based on my research and the practical application, I can get you out of your comfort zone and I can help you find your purpose. 100% for sure. So why am I talking about this on a regular basis? Because it's my passion and it's what I want to do to help the next person live a little bit better, live a little bit longer, help that person have a little bit more passion in their relationships. And I know that I can do that. I know I can help you. So hit me up, Dan at The No Comfort Zone, thenocomfortzone.com, Instagram, Twitter. Do what you got to do to find me on YouTube. And I hope this podcast finds you well. But until we meet again, do me a favor. Get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say Goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
5.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye.